Hello guys, it's FamGuy3392 back with another video. Today we're going to be reacting to 8 extreme haunted houses that take it way too far. This is probably going to be a two-parter because Mandycam, the software that I record with, can only record 10 minutes. So, what? Oh, sorry, something was messing me up. But anyways, might be a two-parter. It's 12 minutes. This is gonna go up as part of 1, and I got my hair dyed. Okay, well, let's get it started. Oh, one more thing. This should be, HD. Actually, I checked the last thing, it's HD, so, you can look at this in HD, so yay! Awesome. Let's get into it.
Number 8, Dead of Night. Dead of Night was an attraction on Long Island which had one of the most horrifying haunt openings many had ever seen. Everyone waited in lines listening to a calming "We are here for your protection" recording.
Everything will be okay. You are safe. We are here to protect you.
Doesn't sound like it.
Care for you. We love you. Nothing is real. All is well.
Which was interrupted at intervals by an air raid siren and men in gas masks and suits, who each grabbed an unsuspecting patron and dragged them into the haunt. However, you'd be lucky if you were dragged in. Some people were zipped into body bags, and some were thrown over actors' shoulders and carried inside. The haunt opened with this very strong abduction scenario. Then the focus shifted to humiliation, which included the smearing of strange substances on patrons' faces.
Hold on, real quick. If you put stuff that I don't know about on my face, you are getting smacked hard. I don't care who you are. I don't care if I paid for it. You're getting hit because I do not know what you're putting on my face.
And even hitting people in the face with large and painfully heavy objects, going as far as fake genitalia. Dead of Night has been discontinued from the Chamber of Horrors this past year.
Sure that was fake?
Number 7, Scarehouse: The Basement. The Basement at Scarehouse is an intense, immersive, and interactive experience inside a nearly 100-year-old historic and apparently actually haunted building. You may enter in pairs or alone, though odds are not many people will be entering this place alone. The actors in this haunted house are
just letting you know I can smell her breath through the screen.
Incredibly convincing, and there's a lot of improvisation and dialogue as you make your way through each scene of your own personal horror movie. It's not possible to make it from start to end without coming into contact and having to deal with the actors playing with you for a while. There is extreme physical contact, sexual undertones, real electric shock, religious themes, and much more. Like most on this list, you must sign a waiver before entering. The basement can get so disturbing that the attraction responsibly has a safe word to yell out if a patron happens to feel violated or too uncomfortable. Number 6, The Cult. The Cult was an attraction located in North Conway, New Hampshire. The Cult has been called the ultimate in terror, only for the die-hard fans of true horror, for those who want the true experience of real-life terror to test your fears. It is an hour-long attraction and you must walk through alone, absolutely no groups allowed. Going through it, you would encounter violent and sexual situations, and would be touched many times. Many, many times. As the nervous patrons meet a man before entering the attraction who asks if they have any problems with darkness, heights, claustrophobia, eels, rats, bugs, needles, or being fully submerged in water, one would have to wonder, what am I getting myself into? Patrons are given a red card on a lanyard. If one decides the experience is too much, they can give up their safety pass and it will be over. And then, one by one, patrons would be asked to step into a chairlift that leads to a dirt path, which would then lead to a cabin where you would meet a man who would shove you into a booth. yell at you, spray unknown liquids in your mouth, throw a bag over your head, and then carry you outside where the simulated torture continues. As one continues on, it only gets worse. Throughout the attraction, you would encounter live animals, for instance having cockroaches crawl over you, forced edibles, for instance being forced to drink animal urine.
Hold on! Wait a second. Give me a minute to process that. You're paying to have animal urine in your mouth. Why would anybody pay for that? That is ignorant.
Extreme violence, extreme sexual violence, and much more. The cult has been closed since 2013.
I expected to.
Number 5. Blackout Haunted House. This haunted house has 2 locations, one in New York and one in California. It features extreme violence, full frontal nudity, sexual situations, forced edibles, submersion in water, physical contact, and you must enter alone. Patrons have been abducted in vans, faux waterboarded, and even rolled naked in a sheet of plastic and forced to walk barefoot down a used condom-covered hallway. Said hallway would lead to a sexual assault scene, with a horrifically tall figure having sex with a frail woman in a blood-covered bed. As a patron would pass, the tall man would stand up exposing his nude body and then make physical contact with the patron. Blackout overall relies on darkness, loud noises, violence, and sexual situations to terrify its customers. Until recently, it has been a solo-only experience, but now groups are allowed. Number 4. Shocktoberfest Naked and Scared Challenge. Shocktoberfest has proven that, along with intellectual and physical fears, haunted houses can also tap into superficial fears, namely the fear of one's own body. The Naked and Scared Challenge allows guests to traverse a dark haunted house nearly nude, literally stripping off outer layers of protection. However, after a brief battle with a local township, the creator of the attraction decided he couldn't allow guests to participate naked, so guests are now to wear the smallest underwear they could fit into. Guests of the attraction have said removing clothing makes the experience more intrusive, personal, and intimate. Employees use special techniques and scare devices, for example water and air blasts among others, to heighten the experience. Coupled with near-freezing fall weather, it becomes a rush for those who are daring enough to go through in their underwear. When patrons have that psychological layer of protection removed, it's a whole new sense that's available to be entertained and exploited. Number 3. Freakling Bros Victim Experience 3. This Las Vegas attraction features partial nudity, submersion in water, electric shock, and extreme physical contact. The victim experience is incredibly intense and you must go through alone. Patrons will experience extreme physical contact, light torture, simulated drowning, and more. One patron said he watched a camouflaged attacker appear out of nowhere, grab his colleague by the foot, then knock her down and drag her away down a long hallway. He was left alone in the darkness until the attacker came back for him and threw him over his shoulder. Patrons will experience real electric shock as well as the feeling of near drowning as they are submerged underwater. As the title of the attraction suggests, once you enter, you are a victim.
And it has Number of the Beast on it.
You will experience pain, you will be tied up, and you may be carried and thrown. Freakling Brothers actually runs 3 haunted houses every year: Castle Vampire, Circus of Horrors, and Gates of Hell. The Gates of Hell became one of the first haunted houses in the country to be R-rated due to graphic content and the requirement of patrons to be over 18 and...
Okay, that's part 1. Part 2 coming right after this. So just hold on and we'll get there. Okay?